RAF Twinwood Farm, Bedford, England. Friday afternoon, December 15th, 1944. 1:55 p.m. Low ceiling. Freezing fog rolling in across the airfield. A single-engine Noorduyn UC-64A Norseman utility aircraft taxis to the runway. 3 men aboard. Destination: Villacoublay airfield, outside Paris. 21 miles of cold gray English Channel between Bedford and the coast of France. In the passenger seat, Major Alton Glenn Miller, 40 years old, leader of the United States Army Air Forces Band, the most popular band leader in the world. Moonlight Serenade, In the Mood, A String of Pearls, Pennsylvania 65000. His Christmas concert is scheduled to broadcast from newly liberated Paris in 8 days. Beside him, Lieutenant Colonel Norman F. Baessell, Air Service Command. The officer who arranged the flight as a favor. At the controls, Flight Officer John R.S. Morgan, 35 years old, approximately 1,000 flying hours, not instrument rated. The Norseman lifts off into the freezing fog. The control tower logs it airborne. No further communication is ever received. No distress call, no mayday, no radio transmission of any kind. No sighting from any vessel in the channel. No sighting from any other aircraft. No wreckage, then or since. The Norseman and the 3 men aboard simply vanish. The United States Army Air Forces officially declares Major Glenn Miller dead on December 23, 1944. The AAF Band Christmas concert goes on without him under Lieutenant Jerry Gray and Sergeant Ray McKinley. In a small house in California, his widow Helen Berger Miller receives the official Western Union telegram on Christmas Day. 3 theories survive the 80 years since. The first, mechanical failure. Carburetor icing in the Norseman's single Pratt & Whitney radial engine. The Norseman had a documented cold weather vulnerability to carburetor ice. Departing into freezing fog at low altitude, in a single-engine aircraft with no airframe de-icing, and icing-induced engine failure leading to a ditch in the channel is the simplest mechanical explanation. This was the original USAAF conclusion. The second, friendly fire. On the same afternoon, a force of Royal Air Force Lancaster heavy bombers of No. 3 Group, returning from an aborted bombing raid on Germany, jettisoned their full bomb loads into a designated jettison area in the English Channel. Directly under the corridor the Norseman was transiting. Roy Nesbit assembled this case in 1985. The third, pilot error. Flight Officer Morgan was not instrument rated. The aircraft launched into approximately 1,500-foot ceiling and freezing fog. Even without ice or external interference, the baseline crash probability for a non-instrument rated pilot in a non-de-ice single in those conditions was already high. Spatial disorientation, or controlled flight into the water, with no transmission. 3 pieces of evidence. Evidence 1, the complete silence. Carburetor icing and engine failure are gradual. Pilots in single-engine ditching scenarios virtually always make a radio call. The absence of any transmission at all fits a sudden external catastrophic event better than a slow engine fade. Evidence 2, the Lancaster jettison records. Royal Air Force operational records show No. 3 Group Lancasters jettisoned in the southern jettison area in the Channel that afternoon. A Lancaster navigator on that mission, Fred Shaw, later reported in his logbook that he saw a small high-wing single-engine aircraft below his bomber as the bombs fell. Evidence 3, the pilot was not instrument rated. The Norseman launched into a 1,500-foot ceiling and freezing fog. Even without ice and even without bombs, the flight had a high baseline probability of crashing. The absence of any wreckage is fully consistent with a channel ditching either way. Channel currents would carry debris away within hours. 3 clues weigh against 2 theories. The complete absence of any radio transmission weighs against mechanical failure. A pilot facing a slow engine fade in a single over the channel would have squawked. He would have called. The silence fits something sudden, something external. The first theory is weakened by evidence 1. The same silence weighs against pilot error. A disoriented pilot losing control in instrument conditions would also typically transmit before impact. The third theory is also weakened by evidence 1. The third theory is kept open, as an honest alternative only because the launch conditions were genuinely that dangerous on their own. The friendly fire bomb jettison theory carries the weight of evidence 2. The Royal Air Force operational records are documented. The southern jettison area is documented. Navigator Fred Shaw's logbook entry is documented. a small high-wing single-engine aircraft below a No. 3 Group Lancaster, as the bombs fell. The corridor, the timing, the altitude, the Norseman. What most modern investigators of the case accept is the friendly fire theory. Roy Nesbit, missing believed killed, 1985. Dennis Spragg of the Glenn Miller Archive at the University of Colorado, Glenn Miller Declassified, 2017. But no wreckage was ever recovered. No distress call was ever heard. And the United States Army Air Forces officially declared him dead on December 23, 1944. In the eyes of the historical record, what happened over the English Channel on the afternoon of December 15, 1944, remains officially open. 3 men were aboard the Norseman. We name them Major Alton Glenn Miller, age 40, Lieutenant Colonel Norman F. Baessell, Flight Officer John R. S. Morgan. In a small house in California, his widow Helen Berger Miller received the Western Union telegram on Christmas Day. The AAF Band Christmas concert was performed under Lieutenant Jerry Gray and Sergeant Ray McKinley. The band continued through VE Day and beyond. 80 years of search expeditions have surveyed the channel floor with side-scan sonar. Nothing of the Norseman has ever been recovered. Next time on Quiet Hours, Venice Beach, California, May 18, 1926. The most famous Pentecostal evangelist in America walks out into the Pacific surf to swim. She vanishes. 5 weeks later, she reappears in a small Mexican border town, claiming she has been kidnapped, drugged, and held in a desert shack. Her account was contested then. It is contested now. The disappearance of Amy Semple McPherson,